Hello everybody, how is it going? My name is Lucas, and today on this episode of Drives with the AxeFX3, we are going to be checking out the Mesa Flux drive. And guys, if it's your first time here, if you've been here before, make sure you are subscribed. I don't want you to miss any of the cool stuff I got going on here. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and check out the Mesa Flux drive. Coincidentally enough, I actually own the Mesa Flux drive in real life. I actually owned it before it was in the AxeFX3, so I'm kind of familiar with it. Local friend of mine was selling it very cheap, so I picked it up. And as we can see here on the drive wiki, it's called the Gauss drive in the AxeFX3. It's called the Mesa Flux drive in real life. It has a bunch of buzz stuff from Mesa about it. The interesting thing about it, it's here on Sweetwater. You can see how much it costs in real life. If you would actually like to purchase one of these or anything from Sweetwater, by the way, this is the only advertisement I swear I'm going to give you. I have some affiliate links in the description down below. If you click on those links, you buy some stuff, I get a tiny kickback, I put it back in the channel, and I keep making cool videos for you. That's literally the only advertisement I'm going to make. The cool thing about this, as what Mesa says, is it has a 20 dB volume bump in it, and it has a 12 dB EQ ratio on it. So that is all of the information about it aside. Let's jump right in and check it out in the AxeFX. By the way, I'm gonna have chapter markers so you can skip around. You can skip to me playing if you don't want to hear me talking. So here it is in the AxeFX, and just like the real life pedal, it has the bass and treble knobs on it, which is nice because on a lot of drive pedals you're gonna see you just have a tone knob that kind of includes everything in one, and it kind of sucks because you kind of can't really shape it the way you want, but you can shape it the way you want on here. So on the original front of the pedal, as I'm looking at it down here, you have level, gain, bass, and treble. So all of the knobs are here in the AxeFX. They're just kind of in a different section. So you have, gain, bass, and treble, obviously right here, and then all the way on this side, you're going to have the level right here. Let me edit. Let me push this over a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. It's perfect now. So all the knobs are going to be here. So let me show you some of the stuff we're going to be using. Guitar, it's going to be an E flat. It's going to be my Anderson Cobra, and it has some Anderson Cobra pickups, HC1 on the neck, HC3 in the bridge. Amp, we're going to be using the Revv green channel on 1. That means it has no aggression. It's just kind of like its baseline amp for there. These are the settings. I actually did not mess with any of the EQ. We're going to be working strictly out of the, it says the tone thing. It's just like, this is the real knobs on the amp tab. I don't know why they changed the name of that. IR wise, I'm going to be using ML Mega Green. This is some of the best greenbacks ever made in a Mesa cab made by ML Sound Lab. Miko, who runs ML Sound Lab, he has some stock ones in the AxeFX if you want to check those out. I really just like this IR on like low gain to like kind of like hard rock, medium rock type stuff. I also have some other greenbacks in here. I have my Engel IR, and I do have a DGG Gold stack in here. I just prefer this one. I know this is too much information, talking too much, probably losing some of you already, but trying to keep things a little real here. Did I cover everything? Yes, I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the amp without the drive on first, and then I'm gonna kick it on. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna play with the knobs. My guitar is wired in series and in parallel, so I'll cycle through those, give you some different tones about that, and then we'll come back at the end and we will talk about it. So I know I did a lot of talking. Thank you if you're still here. Let's check out the Flux drive. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mesa Flux Drive, or as it's called in the AXFX3, the Ghost Drive. This pedal surprised me a lot on the AXFX3 because it kind of turns the Revv green channel with no aggression into an absolute monster. You heard it. It can give you the least amount of gain you want, or if you push the crap out of it, it can turn it into an overbearing, raring monster. As you saw, the level drive on here is kind of what controls it. So the gain knob, I don't think it's useless, but once you kind of hit like right here, once you hit around 2 or 3, all the gain kind of comes in, and as you push it more, it doesn't really do a whole lot. But the level drive is what turns this thing into an absolute beast. Because you saw, we started on 2, and then when I pushed it up, it just kind of exploded. And I kind of like this drive. It is very good for what we're doing right here. Some Marshall-esque type of tones, some lower-ish gain, kind of pushing toward mid-gain. Some people probably call this high gain. I kind of call this like mid-gain-ish area. This pedal absolutely thrives in this area. It is bad for high gain, because I've tried it for high gain on my Revv 100R that's behind me. Tried it in my real life pedal, and it doesn't really get things kind of tight. Like on a high, that's kind of what you want for a drive when you're doing a high gain. You maybe want to kind of sweeten things a little bit, kind of scoop a little bit of the nastiness out of it. It doesn't really excel at that. It's like a great, like taking a, well, you heard it on here. Like you take an amp that, you know, it kind of has a little bit of, it has a little bit of a breakup, a little bit of gain going on. It's kind of takes that and it like just puts it in flux. Let's use the name of it. It puts it in flux and it kind of gets you where you want to go. And I really like it on the AXFX3. I'm not going to lie. It's more flexible than your typical, you know, your 808 or your TS9, something like that. And the tones you get out of it are good. And I don't even know if I'll show you this. I'll show you this now. I didn't touch anything. I didn't touch any EQ. I didn't touch any of the settings in here. I literally just stayed in basic and I twisted the knobs because I wanted to treat it like the pedal was being used in real life. I like to do that a lot. I don't like to go in and screw with it because it kind of gives you a false sense of what the pedal sounds like. It has a tiny bit of mid hump. A lot of drives tend to have like a little mid hump in it. It has a tiny bit. Let's see if we can identify it here. It's not as much as your typical, you know, TS9 per se or your 808, but it has a little bit. Let's see if we can identify it here. Put some volume up. I don't even know if you'll even be able to hear that because there is kind of a lot of gain going on, but it has a tiny bit of mid hump, but it's not too bad. I've been kind of drifting more toward boost pedals because boost pedals really don't have a whole lot of mid hump in them per se, which is kind of nice, but this is really not that bad on it. And having a bass and a treble knob is actually very, very helpful because you can control the tone. Having a bass and a treble knob on here is really cool. As you heard, they don't overly choke out the highs and the lows. I like having the bass knob on here because, as you heard, when we push the level, the bass frequencies kind of come up, so that's why I cut it a little bit. So it's kind of like 1-to-1. So if you put up the level a little bit, cut your bass. The gain, like I said, it kind of just comes on full, like right around 2 or 3. Like all of it's there, and it doesn't really matter how hard you push it because it's kind of more tied toward the level knob. So guys, I know I've talked a lot. Thank you for sticking around if you're still here. This is going to wrap up the Mesa Flux Drive review. And let me just address this now. I know it's been a good 3 years since I've put out a drive of the AXFX3 video. Last time I did one was in 2020, and we're now in April of 2024. I kind of put all my effort into the amps of the AXFX3, which I just finished recently, which was absolutely very fun. And to tell you the truth, like making this video right now, I'm actually kind of excited to be back making AXFX stuff videos because I kind of haven't really made them in a while. I've been kind of busy, but I was really, I don't know if you could tell, but I was really excited to make this video. It was fun to make this video. I haven't really had fun playing this type of stuff, playing like, you know, guitar video stuff in a while. I haven't really had a whole lot of fun doing them, and I didn't realize that until I made this video. I know I'm probably talking too much, but I had fun making the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to make my best attempt to keep this consistent. And at the bare minimum, I'm going to put out once a month, but I'm going to try and put out one every week, at the once every 2 weeks, because these are fun. And I actually had a viewer request this on my latest video, and I was actually thinking about reviving it and bringing it back, and I'm glad they commented. So thank you for commenting it. I know we've been talking too long once again. I know attention is a big thing these days, and you chose to spend some time with me, and I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this demo on the Gauss Drive. Tell me what you think about it in the comments down below. Have you messed with it? Do you own it in real life? I personally think it's pretty good. It's pretty good in real life. I kind of really like it in here in the Axe-Fx, and I'm really glad Cliff put it in here. Mesa does have some other pedals. They have like the Grid Slammer, which is more of like your heavy metal one, but I think this one is one of their truly unique ones, and I'm glad it's in here. Once again, I'm sorry for talking so much. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching the video. If you thought it was cool, leave me a thumbs up. If you aren't subbed, you should, because we're going through all of the drives and the Axe-Fx 3. And guys, thank you for spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.